D'Amico, you already alluded to the shutout, but this is the first shutout of the Texans since 2010. So the fact that you're getting off a losing skid too, and then post a shutout on top of that, that's got to overall from a team perspective, got to be feeling pretty good for the guys right now.
Yeah, feeling outstanding for the guys. Again, we work hard as a team, right, to be on the details, be where we're supposed to be, and for a defense to go out and play just a clean game, right? And it's not always pretty. You're gonna have issues here and there, but for the most part, it's a very clean game. Daniil had an outstanding game, pressured the quarterback, got 2 sacks. Stingley comes back. He was battling all week just to be able to be out there. And he toughed through it. He was able to be out there and not just be there, but be productive. And he was able to intercept the football for us to change the game. So really proud of all of them.
Yep. Wow. Let me see. Where are we? Oh, let's see. Oh, there I am, folks. Sorry. Yeah, I had a few little technical difficulties. This is your man, the Dolphins, AD Moore from NRG Stadium today. The Houston Texans has started the show a little bit different. It's okay. Hey, let the coach come in and start talking first, because after 3 weeks there, I done heard and read from every source, you name it. Texans this, Texans that, blah 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 blah. Well, guess what? The skid stopped today, and I think this couldn't have been a much more appropriate team for the skid to stop against than the team that used to be that occupied this city and occupied the hearts of this city. Former Houston Oilers that moved to Tennessee, now known as the Tennessee Titans. The Houston Texans today defeated the Tennessee Titans today 26-0. In the opening clip there, you saw D'Amico mention the fact that you know uh, game balls probably should be going to Daniil Hunter, Derek Stingley, but let me just and not yeah. This is Sunday, and the NFL plays on Thursday, Sunday, Saturday, any other day they feel like they want to play. Bottom line, there's and not to get over churchly or biblical, they say, and a child shall lead. The scoring load today was carried by the rookies of the Houston Texans. Um, as I mentioned, Jaden Higgins today scored his first NFL touchdown. Woody Marks today, the other draft pick, the other rookie today, added 2 touchdowns. One, 12-yard pass and 18-yard run. Do I have them flip-flop? But anyway, the rookies were the ones that showed up today for the Houston Texans from a scoring perspective. It's first time the Texans, all year, they finally, was able to, see the end zone, get into the red zone, and Jaime Fairbairn was not the only scoring options they had today. The Texans had other scoring options, and the rookies today showed up, showed out, and good thing they did. But the defense in themselves, as I alluded to earlier, I think it was absolutely phenomenal. The fact that the way that the defense actually showed up today, and this is a clip I'll probably put out on social media. But I asked Aziz Al-Shire today because the last time the Texans had scored and had a shutout was November 2010, and I asked Aziz Al-Shire, do you remember where you were in 2010? He said, I think I was in the 8th grade. I wasn't really sure. And I talked to a couple of other players that they remember where they were in 2010. Needless to say, I know what, I don't even remember where I was in 2010. Heck, I'm trying to go back in November. I would have to go back and get my thesaurus and figure out where the devil I was in 2010. Needless to fact, Texas pitched a shutout today, and sort of ruined Kim Ward's basic homecoming, coming back home. I'm pretty sure he had a lot of people here that he had bought a lot of tickets for to come and see him make his return. Hopefully his triumphant return. And not to be the case today because they got shut out. Texans, they pitched a shutout today. And let me just tell you, folks, that's hard to do. That is hard to do in the NFL. There have been some blowout games, but when you keep a team out of the end zone, when you keep a team from actually scoring a field goal. Now the Titans did attempt some field goals today. Wide right, I think was the terminology. Anyway, the closest they got was about a 47-yard field goal attempt that went wide left. I believe it was wide left or wide right, depending on which part of how you were looking at it, from which perspective you were looking at the game today. But Titans walk out with the goose eggs, the Texas defense, and you know what? Let me tell you something. The defense of the Houston Texans need to take a bow, because they by right, and you win as a team and you lose as a team. By right, Texas ought to be 4-0 right about now. If it was the scoring was left up to the defense, but it's not. It's a total team game, and so it only goes down as Houston Texans now 1-3, and they get out and get off the skid and come back, and I applaud them. I have to take my hat to them, take my hat off to them, and and walking around in the locker room today, particularly just talking to some of the younger players and even some of the veterans, in the fact that they, and as the game moved on, how they sort of, it was sort of like, I don't know if some of y'all have did deep sea fishing, or either gone out there and did chumming to try to bring not sharks per se, but and you will bring sharks, but when you start chumming and putting chumming in the water to try to bring fish up to the surface and everything, the fact that the defense sensed the opportunity today, and they had a chance to pitch a shutout, and as Coach Ryan alluded to it in the opening there, yeah, it was something to behold, something to place the hat on. As I stated earlier, Woody Marks, 2 touchdowns, one by running, one on the reception, and one a nice run. In fact, the Texans today had over 100 and some yards rushing today. And this was not a shabby Tennessee Titans defense by no stretch of the imagination. That first half, the score at the halftime was like 6-0. And it was not, let me just that first half was nothing to write home about, nothing to make any glamorous statements or whatever the case might be. So you have to understand it from my perspective. And I think one of my tweets went out there, had some emojis that were not say the most. It was emblematic of what I was thinking, because it was not a good first half, but taking consideration of where everything else had gone with the Texans these past 3 games, and the fact that they could hang a shutout. I'm happy for them. I am extremely happy for this group of players, and had some controversies this past week, because they basically cut a player from the ball club today, and moving forward. And the coach made his feelings known about C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and that was a decision he made, and they're moving on. And so this team has rallied, and they got a victory today, and I think that is good. I think now what some quick observations from the fans, and you know what, I can understand this. They had listed 70,000+ in attendance for this game today. Well, let me explain what this 70,000+ look like. A lot of you all were empty seats, because y'all were out in the parking lots. Y'all were out in the parking lots enjoying your libations on your big screen TVs out there, and enjoying the atmosphere, because these are one of the few days in Houston, Texas in the fall where it is pristine. It was nice, and a lot of y'all just said the heck with it. I'm not coming in. Plus, some other folks alluded to y'all being fair weather fans, and I'm not going to do that, because anytime you put your money out to pay for these expensive tickets to come to a professional football game, you have every right to do and show up whatever you want to do with your money. The fact that you laid it out to come out and pay. So if you want to stay in the parking lot and enjoy your libations and enjoy this pristine weather, because I think the humidity, at least around game time, and when I checked, it was around 50%, something to that effect. So a lot of y'all just were empty seats today. Y'all enjoyed the outdoors, and you got a Texas victory. So I'm pretty sure, hopefully, that y'all had designated drivers leaving out of here this afternoon. The parking lot is clear now, but hopefully you all had some designated drivers when y'all left the parking lot today, because as I can attest from prior walking around and just enjoying the ambiance, y'all were enjoying the atmosphere today. And guess what? I do not blame you all one bit for me taking in this weather and taking in this crisp autumn day. So enjoy it and move forward. In fact, you go home with a Texans victory today. I will get the Aziz Al-Shar comment out. It's probably going to go out on my social media. I had some technical difficulties trying to come on today, and so the fact that I finally did get the program, get work through my technical issues. Hey, I was glad to get it done, and so moving forward, just glad to be able to get there and get my comments. 2-1 time of possessions. And this is just something that Aziz Al-Shar had mentioned. He said, he mentioned the fact that defensively, we didn't have to worry about having to deal 60 to 70 to 80 plays a day. If he say for the fact that we spent he basically just they had to work to stay focused today, because the offense had long series of drive, long time of possessions, and overall I think game plan things came together. Texans didn't have a whole lot of penalties today. They had about 6 penalties. I'm not going, know me, I don't dive too deep into the stat situation. Texans didn't have a whole lot of penalties today. 6. 3 of them I know for a fact were holding calls. One of them I totally disagree with on Titus Howard. And the other one I find questionable. And it's something I'm going to go back and find the NFL referees. They're going to have to explain. I know what holding is. I understand what holding is, particularly if you change some guy's direction. And I understand if these guys get their hands outside the shoulder pad area, and definitely, gripping and so forth. But when you see a guy that's pushing a guy, and block the guy to the ground, and you don't see nowhere where they don't pull, but literally has, caused a human being, a big human being, to be mobile and move himself around and get slammed to the ground and a block to the ground, and the referee turned around and called holding. That was one. In fact, that was one. That first one on Titus Howard, I did not agree with. But maybe if I get a different coach's angle shot of it later on, I would agree that it was a hold. And it happens. I alluded to when the NFL officials came around, and if you probably go back to my platform, particularly on X and Instagram, the Max Corner Instagram, while I had, and I emphatically asked that question to the NFL officials about couldn't y'all call holding on every play, and needless to say, he protected. No, well, it's really not holding. Yeah, okay, but we understand that hand-to-hand combat that goes on in the situation right there. But anyway, folks, Houston Texans can breathe a little bit now. Because they're going to take on, and if this game continues from what I'm looking at above my head over here, they're going to see a very foul if the game continues in the vein that it is right now. Baltimore Ravens not going to be a very hospitable owner. They're not going to be hospitable next week when the Texans roll into M&T Bank Stadium, because right now they're getting spanked real good by the Kansas City Chiefs. No, I'm not giving scores. That's against the rule. I mean, I'm not going. I'm pretty sure you all are listening to that right now. But anyway, just wanted to pop in real quick. Had the coaches give his comments. Aziz Al-Shar, his comments will. I will get out. I would get out later on this afternoon on my platforms, Instagram, AdMax Corner. Had a problem getting it out but I would get it out for y'all to listen to. And as stated earlier, the Texans today spanked the Tennessee Titans, shut them out, 26-0, first shutout since November 2010, and so they get ready. A little air of deep sigh of relief that the Texans got off that losing skid and they're done. Danielle, as Coach Ryan alluded to, Danielle Hunter had 2 sacks today, so he's adding to his century plus sack totals, and as he marched toward that potential call that he could very well get a call later on. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We still got 13 more ball games left in this season. So if this is the wake up call that the Texans need to get this thing turned around, and we're going to have to just play them one game at a time. That's the only one. So the next game is the next game, and that'll be against the Baltimore Ravens, and they'll see them next Sunday at M&T Bank Stadium. And as I get ready to walk out of here, I'm gonna try to get out and catch a little bit of this sunshine out here and enjoy the ambiance of the sunshine and this nice fall afternoon. And again, your Houston Texans defeated the Tennessee Titans today. Cam Ward had a rough welcome home event for all the fans and from the area that came in to support this young man. But he's got a big future ahead of him. He's just probably not going to be. At least it's not going to be today, and it wasn't going to happen against the Houston Texans today. Again, so the rookies led the way today. Just recapping. Just a quick recap. Jaden Higgins scored his first touchdown today, a 24-yard reception from C.J. Stroud. Woody Marks today scored on a nice swing wheel route from C.J. Stroud, and then he had a nice run against the Titans today for a running touchdown. So, there's I think a good sigh of relief from the Texans and that whole Texan organization today, and so enjoy this for what it was today. Come back tomorrow, watch the film, and then we'll just see where the Texans go from here. And as I get ready to walk out of here and try to get a little bit of the sunshine myself, be prepared to hear me the Texans next week as they will roll into M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, as they'll take on the Ravens next Sunday. And then after that, they have a bye week, and their bye week is coming real early this year compared to last year when they were almost the end. They were definitely at the end of the season. So maybe this bye week will hopefully if they can string some victories together and then get a bye week and then maybe get some players back healthy, because I'm going to be candid with you folks. Derek Stingley, even he had a interception today, but Derek Stingley, for those who have watched this team play, he, and D'Amico Ryans alluded to him today because they wasn't sure if he was going to be able to play today or not. And you could tell, even after that interception, that oblique injury was really hampering him. And I'm going to be candid with you. I am thoroughly surprised and really a little bit shocked that the Titans didn't try to come at Derek Stingley today. They spent a lot of time going after Kamari Lassiter, and I think to the detriment that they probably, and I realize Sting has a reputation out there on that corner. But when you got a player that you can exploit, and if they didn't take a chance to exploit him today, well, guess what? You might catch him next time when he's going to be really healthy, and then might not be the opportunity. He might just go ahead and, instead of having one interception today, he might have 2 or 3 on you because you might think to come back at him. But Kamari Lassiter today, we saw a lot of action from the Tennessee Titans today, and the young man stood up, showed out, and showed what his metal was made of today. So, if we get ready to walk out of here, be prepared to thank the folks talking sports today coming on the Houston Roundball Network channel. And by the way, if you have not subscribed to the AdMax Corner YouTube channel, please do so. I appreciate it. Thank you. And also be on the lookout for for on my AdMax Corner YouTube channel, the AD_more64 on my Twitter page, and all the other niceties and so forth that in far as the social media platform. Folks, I'm getting ready to step out of here. Again, Houston Texans off the snide, 26-0. Shout out to the Tennessee Titans today. And the sun is beautiful out there. I guess it's it was going to be beautiful whether the Texans won or not. But I guess you Texan fans, I hope you enjoyed it. I'm getting ready to step out of here, folks. Ciao, and I will be We'll be talking during the meeting next week. And also remember, be on the lookout at my social media pages. And ladies and gentlemen, I am out. Ciao. We'll be talking.